Okay, where were we?
So we're going over Tinky Rise scene in
The 3-page vignette of Act 2, page 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And
I think
my pencil broke, and then we realized we should record it.
I think we could, well, continue what we're doing here, but like tomorrow I could try and like draw these better and like a little bigger and see what the posing could actually be and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And do some iterations.
And I can send you the file of the outfits too, and you can see them.
Yeah.
Have something to
do branch
detail from.
Yeah. What I was thinking about this kind of thing is like previously it's Tinky playing with kids, right?
Yeah.
So if I
Tinky's playing with kids, Rise sits and watches them, and there's a puppy.
Do you have any extra paper pencils? What I was just thinking. Like if Tinky was here, but his body was kind of longer because he's standing.
Yeah.
And then you have Rise hanging up. And then you have the kids who are pretty big and they're doing their thing. It's almost like your path idea or whatever, but it's almost like Tinky's also like almost next to the kids.
Or the kids, you know? Okay. So if we have that horizon where the kids are playing, like.
But then also it's nice to. I want to make sure that these guys, like the dialogue starts and they're just sitting and having conversation the whole time. It's almost like there's enough that they could actually like, speak to each other and have this conversation.
Yeah, I think if Rise is quite up here and we drop Tinky a bit, like just so his feet are almost level with the kids, but there's that weird effect where the kids are close up. Playing.
That's kind of what I was saying. But
okay. So we have
Rise, Tinky, kids and everything.
Yeah, and if we have those borders too, like there's going to be that little thing that Rise is sitting on, possibly with Roy there. Is Roy gone? Roy ran away. So Rise is sitting at the thing, it has a table and like his papers or whatever, and then Tinky's there. So and Tinky will be like kind of that border could even like come down like this, almost.
The border.
Yeah, like the thing that Rise is sitting on, that little, like it could be a curb or whatever, just a curb with a table.
Yeah.
It's almost that degree of the horizon, and then this degree of the horizon where the kids are, kind of from the image that I used as a reference.
Right.
It's got that thing. It's like the upward view, so it's almost like you're looking up at the kids.
Right.
But then you're looking like up at the kids, and it almost like past them.
Right.
You see
it's almost like faith, like the roof or something.
Yeah. So like you're looking almost past the kids, past the buildings that they're on, and then there's this second almost archway, as if the road like goes up like this, something like that. So we have that kind of loopy effect to it, and then down here we have the. This I use the Arietti thing as an example of like there's a flower right here, so there's like the petals.
Okay.
But you'd see like the ground in front of you, and then the little girl and the dog kind of in the distance, and then kind of background with trees.
Right.
And stuff.
She can be
It's more
basically
spacious.
like some person or something. It's all about the gesture for the kind of describing what that is going on.
Block shapes in the distance with like a lot of open space, and then like some of the foliage or whatever. Like, just shows kind of.
And it can just like, be a shape that ends and kind of like completes itself.
Yeah.
Something like this.
Deal references we have in that movie poster book. Yeah. And which would be like perfect for these two, like having that kind of one layer, and then these buildings here, and just
like
pops
Rise.
up the rest.
I don't know. You can have this curve, and then where do you say the buildings are?
These buildings, so basically right behind
right.
the kids, they're kind of around
kind of Rise.
like one of the things Tinky plays with in the previous one is they're doing handstands against the wall with a stick and stuff. So
Yeah, right. It has to be a wall.
Yeah. I got that reference almost specifically because there's that one kid that's right by a wall and the hands are up, and it was like they could be playing with stickers on there, or just like cheering for whatever these two kids are doing, hopscotch and stuff. And could be doing similar, just whatever. They're based on the dojo children, like Sadakomi and Ayayu. Ayayu is like the older one, like dojo children, and then there's Sadi and Lamb, who are Desho's buddies, and they all like end up training at the dojo for the years after the treasure tale happens. So like they're all pretty acrobatic since we're basing it off them. So like the little gymnastic kids that do flips and Totoro. So we got Sadakomi, the youngest one of the four, chasing a puppy kind of on her own. She'd be the one that chases after Roy. And there's a guy and two girls in this image, and then you can see the back of like Saudi or something, and then like just a side view of one of them, and like the other one's kind of in the distance.
But like they're not at the beach, right? It's not a bonfire.
No, it's kind of town. Like he's going to meet Teo after something. He was on his way to the beach, and then he went to the beach. Came back. I think he meets Quan there first, or like in town, and he watches Quan talk to Felicia. So they're like in a town, and then he's probably near the Carving Gardens because that's how he got there last time. Was like his house in the Carving Gardens, and then wait by the bonfire and goes there. So he was like kind of between his house and the Carving Gardens, probably in the middle of the town, but yeah.
So some grass would be there.
Yeah. It could be just like even that opening kind of bird's eye view I drew of like that Teo walking to Rise in like the old thing, just like that bird's eye view, just some scene like that where it's like some little houses there, houses, all that stuff.
Grass. See.
Yeah, we can almost just use the reference pictures identically as they are, and then just make it Clocktown or Cala. Which is basically, I got those images specifically for that kind of element to it.
And how much, like, we want to, I mean,
I don't know why.
How much Clocktown do we want to throw in there?
Probably just their clothes.
Yeah.
And a bit of when they're like they've overscaped stuff. I think it'll just have that vibe anyway, just because it's that ominous upward view the whole time, and it's kind of weird and creepy-ish. It's not that weird and creepy, but there's like...
Yeah, it's just a little weird.
Yeah. It's weirdly... Story's weird. But yeah, they're closed for sure, and might as well have like maybe the just that upward view. You know how in the Clocktown, like in Faith's Tale, or Zorai's Tale, we wanted that upward view of like the higher building in the distance. There's these buildings, and they're just kind of like going up like that. And there's like things above them. It's almost exactly the same vibe of just like this ominous overarching thing. Yeah, would be a good first page. So. One kid leaning over and petting a dog. All about gesture and block, going to be small in the distance. These
that'd be too small or like unclear.
Yeah,
it's just
really we're going to have a lot of room depending how far down we make that horizon line of the kids playing. Like below their feet, there's a huge open space. So. Of course, there's
like when I say it's all about the gesture, we don't have to get rid of the other stuff. I'm just saying the gesture's going to make it make sense.
Yeah. It could be super high fidelity and high detail too.
Yeah.
Yeah, big clumps of words around it. There's like one chunk of conversation after a rise thought. So if we have that rise thought somehow some isolated, like maybe in a flower or something. Yeah, like if they're that little vignette and there is one of those little flower close-ups, whatever, and there's like this thing in there. It's almost like his mind blooming or something.
Or do we want it like he's writing it?
A symbol for don't approach with conclusions from the Grandian hut bill.
We could add something that's even in the Rife Tale.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Where if we added rise or under maybe lower or maybe higher, they're just not over this. But like him with his hand, like one of those views of like point of view. You know, like you're seeing this.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But it's rise, right? And the writing's actually just in the paper.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's in his right too.
It's in his right too.
Yeah, when he's walking away and he turns and all those people are sitting and you see like their point of view.
Right. Yeah.
Because I would emphasize that he actually writes this down.
Yeah, I think what might be cooler, same thing, but
or even just his hand without paper.
Well, I was thinking instead of paper or something, it's like he's written on it, but it looks like the back of a mask or something. If we wanted to go that far,
like the back of a mask,
or like as if he was putting on a mask or something. Like just if you like say there was a mask and you just took off the mask.
Yeah.
Like it's just that. So it's like a paper, but it would just be shaped more like a face instead of a paper. if we wanted to go that far, but that's almost too direct.
Well,
I was thinking
too direct, but also complicated. And
yeah,
then, like,
I was just thinking of relating it more to Skef because it's a Skef
Right.
thing they're talking about. So like, and Skef just being an ass man or something.
what if
Definitely that point of view is good.
I was thinking just getting rid of the paper or whatever, but Rise's hand, and what if it was like 3 hands or something, like a Skef, just or a dish. I guess.
That's right.
No, but I was thinking of actually just show who like falls apart and stuff.
Right.
And
That's right. Has
multiple
multi-conscious.
Yeah.
Skef has summons. Skef summons multiple beings of himself.
Yeah.
Um,
Just to show like it's a writing action,
yeah.
and we don't have to have the paper because the paper idea is a little
Yeah. It's
common to think about and probably difficult to actually apply.
Yeah, and it doesn't really represent anything.
Yeah.
And he's already at a table writing, so if his hand's there and
Yeah.
it's from his point of view, it makes sense anyway. Yeah, the Skef, one of the reference pictures for Skef has a bunch of flowers and stuff. It's like that flower mushy looking
Right.
girl and stuff.
So have it in
like to
flower.
have those weird things. What if he was just holding a flower? So instead of the paper, it's like his hand's there, but there's like just a flower and it's in flower. So it's like
Right.
kind of like the flower thing, but it's from his point of
Well,
view.
when you said flower, I was thinking it's a nice metaphor for like poetry or like writing.
Mhm.
Like you're writing this.
And I was thinking like his, just the things blooming in his mind. He's like inquiring, whatever. And if it's like from his perspective, but it's also from this perspective, so it's like this weird close up,
That's
and
weird,
his
yeah.
hand is there,
Yeah.
almost like his hand is grabbing this whole scene.
And he is watching the girls, right? Like so, it
Yeah, so it all makes sense.
makes sense to have his hand watching
So-
the girl
So flowers and his hand kind of just there,
holding flower.
like if you
Just some cool
beside the flower. It doesn't even have to be holding the
It's
flower.
like
This is the flower, just his hand.
focus group grand thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man's hands.
Just like that. And then yeah. Okay. So that one's
So
side.
maybe just write or draw a little hand thing there.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Our view. And then it's a flower. Oh, it's a flower. So, yeah.
That's all.
Rise hand, a Rise sitting there, pretty similarly to that guy, because he's going to be at a low chair and
Okay.
a low table.
But he's facing the other way.
Probably.
Yeah.
Think so.
That's
That
kind
would
of
probably be better. Yeah.
because he's facing Tinky.
Like I took an image with a well over here. Obviously, the town isn't gonna have wells, but just some kind of weird thing like that, and he's just like sitting by it. In the well, you just put a little backrest chair or something. Yeah, seeing it something like that, where there's a little table in front of him, his bag's beside him, very similar to that, and you just replace the pot of fire and the little smoking stick and dog with like a short table and his papers. You're good. Risey, Tinky, walking towards him. Tinky has the staff, so that's good. One of the kids in Ayayo here should definitely have a staff too. At least a stick. And maybe this kid has run with a stick or dropped it on the floor. I think
The
it's
little girl.
yeah.
I think
Just leave
we
it
don't
simple.
need that.
Get rid of the stick. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
one girl with a stick here for sure. One of the kids, I'm thinking maybe be nice if one of them was just like facing away and casually, like the kids are playing, but one of them was just like chilling there. So maybe if this was like Sadi and she's just like looking the other direction, or maybe this one that's close up, a really close up kid that's in the back of them and they're just standing there, and then this one's playing with a staff. This is like the older one. She's like doing something weird with the staff, and then this one like a lamb over here can be like upside down. Just because that's what Danky was teaching him. 6, rest, drink. Mixed masters. Now you hit it with a stick. Sadi, just resting. A lamb, that's a good way to cover his face. He's drinking. Something.
Okay.
So the one kid here.
Why do you have to cover his face?
Just it'd be kind of cool if we didn't really show their faces, but it was implied that they're, yeah.
So the only face you're going to see is a girl with a stick. At least in this first stage.
The little girl with the puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the girl with the stick.
That girl with the stick.
She can be facing the other way too. Or facing that way and the stick's just like in her face. Are they in...
Let's just look at what the writing is and stuff on like the next page.
So first thing it starts with is rise and a thought bubble again.
Can you put something? Write that thing. What is it?
Watching a wave hit the shore. It just writes on papers and monocle faith stream. Watching the wave hit the shore, seeing the shore of the wave, the body of the water, the sense of the sight at play, the mind at play, and seeing all of it coming together. That is the not you in time alone, but altogether you as itself.
Okay.
It would be nice to really have a good, solid faith overscape here. I think that is so a faith thing. So, I think about time, like not new, not in flow, but like immediate appearing of now.
What happens after? It says take your rise and faith for walking in mountain forest.
Something to do with
Little girl grabs another animal in the forest stream. Then like roots and branch streams. Basically just stream stuff. Faith. One image where Tinky's like nudging Rise we have. Where this Rise holds head, watches Tinky catch Stardust from Faith stream.
Right.
I mean we don't need a whole lot of like we can make them do whatever.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Basically we just need faith.
So to begin here, this was the got an image of someone sitting on a bench. I came to Dune almost, with just him sitting in the distance, and I just like shoved the image into the top corner. I think that's a really cool way of just like it's basically this, but
Rise.
if it's like and more faithful over skate than like where they are.
Yeah.
So it's just like the transition of going from one thing to another,
Mm-hmm.
and then if we
Is
have
he like in a shrine or you just
it was like this was like a door to a it might have been a bus stop or something. I don't even know. Just like the image I got is like a girl sitting there and there's some papers, like she put some papers down beside her and something like she's outside the house. This was a door that led to like the inside of the building. And something like that, but safe over escape, and they could both be there. But could just have one of them there. How to show that time thing? Like it's not a flow; it's a motion. I guess that fits right in with this giant image in the middle of all the kids playing again. I guess that's where
we need that.
Well, it was a little different because Rise and Tinky. This was like person sitting here, and like I was thinking if we have Rise and Tinky in the midst of all these kids, so there's like a kid here walking this way, another one that's like in the image they're like both on a bike. This one like another kid, like there's just a lot of stuff, and to have Rise and Tinky kind of in the back, so instead of being like above and you're looking through the kids up at them, they're now like right in that thick of it.
Okay.
That's the way I had it set up. But what is best? Faith root systems. Severed place between root and branches. Those are the visual metaphors that are wrote down here.
Like, I think it'd be cool.
Follow the faith stream from child to child.
I don't know. This is just kind of what is this?
I think this, if we have stream things, like, this is like following a stream from child to child and stuff. And I think this last section, where he's like, what mind we have to see as such yet, look at it in so many other ways. I think it's pretty necessary to have just like them there on like a thing, almost looking over a horizon of just a bunch of faith streams and cosmos in the sky. Looking at the upside down flipping mountain.
Who's looking at Raz Taker?
Yeah. And this thing is just like a bunch of cosmic faith streams and stuff. And they're just sitting there. That's pretty much a necessary image on this page.
So what is that? Like the stream of masks? Stars?
The stream of consciousness going through the sky.
Yeah, so what does that look like?
A bunch of funnels. Just grab it. You know that big blue funnel? It's
Uh-huh.
like gray. And
Okay.
it flips upside down. There's no gravity.
Right.
Like that, but like white and made like it's a giant tree that's brittling off bark. And there's like tons of them. They're just flying through the air.
Okay.
Zigzagging. It's almost like it's a kind of like a root system of cosmic snakes or something.
Right.
So yeah, them.
The page there says root streams and stuff.
Yeah. It's like them.
Well-
or they don't even have to be there, but just like that is kind of necessary because it goes perfectly with all of this last chunk. Could be kids playing it, could be a girl chasing a puppy, could be them sitting.
Well, when I sketched it, I was like, something with like rise thinking, kind of, or whatever, I said. But like going into like the streams or something. Then like Tinky standing and like gesturing to the streams, and like in the air, or grabbing something from the air, someone by. And then Rise could be like sitting in the middle, like you had like this kind of thing or something. And then a bunch of like little kids kind of like, montaged into the scene and just like branches and the whole cosmic stuff going on, but with the kids kind of montaged through it, and I think Tinky's standing here gesturing and Rise is like listening and in it, and also up here I think.
So, we have that kind of baseline, that's like a horizon line or whatever. There's all this cosmic stuff up here, cosmic lines and streams and stuff. And we have Tinky standing from that ground, like looking at the horizon almost. And then we have Rise in the middle of the stream. Could happen in the middle of the stream. It could be like from his point of view or something. But in that cosmic stream, there's all these kids that are going around, and then like there's some kind of main stream that's going from like kid to kid. So Rise, Tinky standing there, gesturing to it, and almost like pulling a stream out of the sky or doing whatever, grabbing stardust. The giant bubble of
Looking up, but like
lines of cosmos all over the place in here, and one main funnel that's kind of going from child to child montage. And then up here, not a big fan of Rise's face either.
okay.
I think having him a tiny little thing in the back, it's more ominous, and like it's like he's in deep thought rather than like
Okay.
yeah. And then there was some way even like Tanky's standing here, and he's talking to Rise, and Rise can be like standing just in the stream almost. So it's like it's like he's standing on the ground like this, but he's like almost really showing that this cosmic mess of lines everywhere is very real, because Rise is like standing right on it or sitting on like a stream that's in the air. It's gonna be like the stream is going from child to child. And the thing just
So here he's like distant and like ghostly, right? You know, not really that clear kind of.
very much like that Dune image.
Yeah, I don't know what
Rise
this is.
is Rise walking to Dune, and Dune's like way in the background. Like that type of thing. It's like this ominous, distant. Yeah.
And then him on the thing. Which kids? Maybe on the one that's like connected to the kids. And then Tinky there.
I think that covers basically everything. Basically, just make a horizon line here. Rise in the corner instead.
Yeah, horizon line. So
We can look at the image I got.
we'd be
as a
looking
reference.
down at it, wouldn't we? Yeah, if that was a horizon.
Well, the image is a person standing here, so this is like the person's in a weird pose, kind of like this or something. And they're standing on like the top of the building,
Okay.
kind of, but you don't see where the building is. It just like goes out to
Yeah.
the screen. And then back here, there's all these buildings that only go up that high, and their hair is going into the clouds, and there's all these clouds everywhere. And it's just like this is like a sunset or something, and her hair, all the clouds are like a big mess of stuff. And what I was thinking is Tinky and Rise are sitting there, and they're watching that mess of stuff where all the kids are. So it's like there's a bunch of people in those clouds. So yeah, this mountain shape, it's more like just, it's not really like a mountain
clear,
so
yeah.
much as like a balloon of just, yeah, mountain native roots. Yeah, so Rise in the middle.
Should it have like a, a big curve like that though, in a way, or should it be just whatever? Like just kind of looks like a mountain range.
Okay, like maybe like visualize taking a clump of grass and you just flip it upside down, and it's like it bulges up and there's like roots and they spread everywhere, but it's like a Or just, I guess you need a clump of grass.
So it's just not really.
It's not like a distinct.
Yeah, it's not distinct, but even if it's not distinct, should it be more like, a bit wavy, like mountain range, multiple mountains, or just one like mountain?
Like a balloony thing, top of a tree.
Okay. Oh, top of a tree.
Yeah. Depending what this is too. Like,
I could, well, like, by that drawing, I could see it like being. I'm not gonna do it injustice probably right now, but I don't know, just like it's like not like this is so far back. I mean, like don't think about the ratio of the page here, but just like you can see everything pretty clearly, but it's just like it's kind of muted, like, or shadowy, like some kind of like
maybe if it's like it muted but like bright, like Steins Gate, where you know how they have a lot of washed out bright whites that kind of make everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of those scenes where there's crickets chirping and looking up at him, and it's like
it's
super
very
bright.
thiefy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be good. But yeah, so kind of what I was imagining would be like darker, but we could add the contrast to make it those brights. But then just kind of like sitting, you might see something, whatever. But it's all pretty like.
The contrast just like knock out a lot of detail,
Yeah.
but it's still quite clear what are the details there.
Maybe contrast would like bright side.
That look good is fitting something that's like just above the cloud.
Yeah. thing, and then it can kind of like flow over into where
Yeah.
like, the words are being.
Yeah, flowing over that way. And I was thinking like if it vignetted downwards too, like the
Right.
ground wasn't too distinct, but
Yeah.
it vignetted down just into the root system up the top of the mountain. Yeah, just vignetted down. Like, all that bright and dark contrasting things just made like this kind of squiggly vignetted lines in the sky, and eventually it turned into this.
Yeah, we could like do it so it could be it this way or something like a spider web, almost like cobwebs or something that connects, and there could be like spaces here for writing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And then second image of Rise is a bit clearer because you can see him as him sitting on one of those things in the sky. Yeah. How did it get from there?
We should, I think, make it so Tinky's gesturing more to the sky than to him. Kind of the whole, he's gesturing to the whole
Yeah,
page.
the cosmos. Yeah. And gesturing to the horizon because he's like right on the. He's almost like standing off the horizon, and Rise is the one that's up in the sky, and Tinky's the one that's grounded. Tinky on the ground and Rise in the air, and they're both kind of gesturing the same thing. Like Rise is up there looking at it, and Tinky's gesturing to the sky too, but Tinky's grounded and Rise is all floating around.
Just gotta zoom in on that bit.
Get rid of the high contrasting light and shadow.